Get out of there. What's up, everybody who in here? We've been in the back chat arguing, so I just said, let me hit the button while everybody is still in go mode. Trying to make my dinner. Come on in here, wipe your feet off, hit that like button. And let's get into some shit. I'm cooking my dinner, I apologize. Get my man Corey up in here. Boom. Gonna do that like that. Yes, yes.
What up,
Corey,
what up?
Do?
Chill up, man. I got an echo.
You echoing? You hear me echoing?
When I talk, I hear. Nah, it's over with now. It's good. It's good now. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Unc and them to click the link since we was arguing in the back.
No, Unc ain't gonna click the link, man. He ain't gonna click the link, man.
I don't believe you're gonna click it either.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Hell yeah. So we man, I don't even know where to start at.
I want to know, did old boy and them speak English? Did Herodotus? Yeah, did he speak English or what?
No, I think he was a Greek speaker. All right, well, hold on. We just started talking. Let's tell everybody what.
Yeah, we always do that. Let's let the people get in here for a minute. I don't even know how many people in here. I don't even like doing the show if we ain't got like 75, 80 people in here. Right?
Yeah. Let's see.
How come I get a notification for the pseudo killers? It's crazy. YouTube tripping.
You ain't get the notification?
Nope. What up, Brendan? We got Brendan, we got Google Scholar, we got Thunder, we got the troublemakers, man. We got Mika. There's nothing but troublemakers in there, man.
That's like it.
Yeah. What is it? Vinny's? Yeah, it's all troublemakers in there, man. What up, y'all? They're my favorite troublemakers, though. I appreciate all of y'all that's coming out. These are them the day ones. Everybody in there is day one so far. So shout out to y'all, man. Peace to the chat.
Yeah.
Untitled Chapter.
That was 6 months ago. Bitch, you crazy. Yeah, so boom. All right. So since we've been gone, everybody been going back and forth. You know, Blackology, you know, I think we call Blackology, we renamed Afrocentrism as Blackology. I think, you know.
Basically, yeah.
You agree with that, Corey?
Yeah. Afrocentrism is basically Blackology, definitely. And then, you know, it's like when it get even towards Egypt, I think we even rename that. We even refine that name down.
Right.
Yeah. So we refining the names and shit. You know what I mean? Hey, but Vance is crazy, right? The man said, "Did you listen to that thing?" Vance, he be tripping me out, man. He said, dude had a concrete quarry rat. He did a concrete quarry rat. The dude that shot up. Yeah, the one that shot up the subway, dude. I was cracking up, dude. That dude is stupid, man. I don't know, like, what he be on.
Yo, he be smoking.
He ain't right, dude.
Smoking and eating them edibles, yo.
Yeah, he be eating too many of them edibles at once. You know, them edibles about milligrams. You gotta watch it. You gotta. It make you crazy. Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy though. I thought that was funny. But yeah, we definitely we definitely named the Afrocentrism to Blackology. It's the same. It basically means the same thing. I think Blackology better suits the study, actually. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the study of blackness. I like everything black. You know what I'm saying? Like the Greeks was black. You know what I mean? the goddamn what is they? What is these? The Colchians. The Colchians was niggas and shit. Every motherfucker.
All the way up in Russia.
Oh man. The goddamn Colchians, man. They kill me, man. They kill it.
The people all the way up in Russia being black. Like, man. we go too far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We go too far. Niggas went past Egypt and ran all the way to Russia talking about niggas was black. So I mean.
Yeah, we can't let that be taught to the kids, man. Come on now.
No.
We gotta be responsible.
Right. So what happened was we got into an argument, y'all, over Chief X made another video where he claimed that Smash Rockwell said that the Colchis were black. Chief X had made a claim months ago that what did he say? He said there was no black population or people who set up camp in North Africa and their culture was born there. Right. And he said he'd give $100 to anybody who can prove one black people and culture of North Africa. And what happened was he said Smash came on and said, "I'll take the bet." And he said Smash said when Smash named the black people of North Africa, he named the Colchis, right? Or the Colchians. Now the Colchians are a European people, right? So I don't know. Chief X said that I'm trying not to mess up what he said. He's saying basically, name of Black people that set up camp. That's what he said. Set up camp in North Africa, and their culture was born there, and they built the civilization in North Africa. And when he made the claim, he's saying Smash said, "I'll take the bet," and he said, and the group that he named was the Colchis of Georgia and Russia. So that's the claim. And I think he used a quote from Herodotus, the Greek historian Herodotus, to back up the claim. Now, that wasn't a North African people. Whether they was Black or not, the Colchis wasn't North African. You know what I mean? So right there, I think the statement was, a little bit off, because he used some people from Georgia and Russia, and Chief X had asked for a group of North African Blacks. So I don't know what you think, Corey. Oh, you on mute? All right, well, dang. Well, let me finish.
Damn, my bad. I'm talking and I'm on mute. My bad. I'm like, but yeah, we gotta be careful about the statements that we make. I was saying, what I was saying was that was a wild statement, and we got to be careful about the statements that we make. So, but it's kind of unfair that like others don't have to be as careful. You know what I mean? That's the statement that they make. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I was finished putting up shit for dinner, man. We cooked and I cooked late and then made some food. But yeah, so it seems like everybody able to make some irresponsible statements, and it's all good. And if we make a statement like that, it'd be the whole community would come down on us. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be World War III on us.
Yeah.
We need every source in the world. We better have read 25 books on the subject.
They be telling us to source up. We got to source up with that.
So, yeah. So, is that claim? What else was we talking about? Oh man. Oh, and Nzinga and slavery. We went back. We revisited that earlier. Unc is still on.
Oh yeah. We did revisit that, the whole Nzinga thing. That was wild. I think we basically done went down the road. We circling around again, you know what I'm saying? Back down the road we came down, you know what I mean? Which is crazy, right? We done already knocked these claims out the box already. And yeah, we still, you know what I'm saying? There's still issues that we still tackling on them. I don't know. They just don't want to give up.
Yeah, because once we read that she, established her own slave trade, then it should be over.
Right.
Once you read that, it should be over. I don't understand his argument to keep going.
The sources, though, I mean, I remember the one source, man, it just really put it all into context, and it was nuts. It was crazy, man. And it showed how, she was one of she was doing the slave trade, you know what I'm saying? She was like the one in the region, even after it became illegal, you know, for most of the civilized world, you know, it was already illegal. And she was still doing it. She was one of the biggest movers of the, you know what I mean, of the slave trade.
No, I don't think that was her, yo.
That wasn't her. Was that Alfonso or something?
No, I think it was the region. I think she was already dead. You know,
okay.
It was talking about the Congo, the region. You feel me?
So
Angola,
they continue what she had going on, basically.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but her, and it talked about how she established the slave trade, you know what I mean, and became a major broker in the trade between the Portuguese and the Dutch. Like,
right.
Once it say that, yo, the case is closed. You know what I mean? Like now, whatever good she decided to do, you always got to put an asterisk next to it because of the fucked up shit she did with slavery. If we so vehemently against white people for slavery, then black people who did it, we got to treat them the same or probably even worse. You feel me? Like
right. It's bad either way. It don't matter what color you is. It don't matter what color you is.
Yeah, see, and here were the trolls. The trolls is saying we so lost. Like, I just want to know what the hell are they reading that says otherwise.
But I gotta ask. I need to be on here because I gotta ask him some questions, man, about his statements that he just made. He just made some arrogant statements in the text message, man, and I need him to answer some questions. But I don't think he wanted to come on here. He was bluffing. He don't want to come on here and answer the questions.
Yeah, he was threatening us. I dare y'all say that on live and all that. Like, what the hell? Like, you know we gonna say it.
Right. Oh man, not to change. We gotta get him. I gotta ask Brendan a question too, man. Brendan. Yeah, because I heard you and when I got off the other day, you and Sister Mo was talking. And you know, one of my biggest anxieties, right? I don't get anxious about much, right? But my biggest anxiety is when my pension, right? When I get ready to retire, right? If I pull my pension, they're gonna take? Obviously, they're gonna take taxes out of that, right? But then the people that's holding that I do my pension through, they're gonna take an additional like 20% or something like that, right? I believe it's like 20%, right? And long story short, right? They tell me, right, like the older guys tell me, well, what you should do is you should roll it over. You know, you don't take the penalty if you roll that over into something, right? Mm-hmm. And then you take out a monthly payment, like a IRA or something like that, or a Roth IRA or whatever. But I don't know nothing about that kind of shit, Chef. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. And I don't never hear nothing good. I hear good about it, but like long term, I don't hear nothing good about it long term. Like when people be putting their money in the shit, it's always, oh man, when this happened, because I remember back in the 2008 housing crisis, a lot of the guys that had retired and got their money, right, rolled it over or did whatever they did with it. The '08 housing crisis, they lost a lot of money. Like some of them lost like 50,000. You know what I'm saying? And 75,000 and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I can't be taking a $75,000 hit. Now I know the market is up and down, and I know it ain't no guarantees in that, right? But Jesus Christ, you know, it just gets you worried. You know what I'm saying about like, you know, because I don't. And the thing is too, I just want to get my money away from. But the thing is too, also, my pension does good, so I can keep it there. But like I said, a lot of the older dudes that kept it there, they took a big hit back in '08. So I just be trying to figure out like what's one of the more less gambly ways. You know what I'm saying? What's the? I know it's always a gamble every time, but I just need to know like what's the most secure, like not gambling. You know what I mean? If I'm making sense, I don't even know what the words is I'm looking for. Brendan says a Roth IRA can help you with taxes, but you can only contribute about $5,000 a year. He says you have to do it now until you retire. Right? No. So my pension, right? My pension does good, right? I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the amount of percentage that I got last year that I've been getting been crazy, right? But I just, you know, the thing is when you get money, when like if I make it damn, I forgot the damn name of this thing. They gave us an option where I can get a set amount of money per month, like when I retire. You know what I'm saying? And but like I don't like doing that because you know, every day ain't promised. You know what I'm saying, Chef? Like tomorrow ain't promised. You know what I mean? I'll be wanting to have my shit, you know, and I know you got to leave some money behind for your kids and all that, but I got a life insurance thing for that. You know what I'm saying? Like my retirement, I want to I got like plans to do things, you know what I'm saying, when I retire. And so like taking big chunks of money, you always have a penalty on that kind of shit. So I just be trying to, I'm thinking, and Brendan, I'm thinking he's saying like he's saying you can only contribute $5,000 a year. So what do you mean, Brendan? I can't just roll all my money out like when I retire, because when I get 55, I'm retiring at 55, Brendan. So I just wanted to know like what you mean by that, because I'm trying to roll my money over into something else so that I can pull out what I need without such a big penalty. You know what I mean? That's the question I had. But you know, anyway, back to the blackologies. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just because the crazy part is with the whole Herodotus thing, right? It's like, man, like they saying like, oh, he said they was black or whatever they said, but like I'm sure this dude did not speak English, right? Am I correct? I got to be correct with that, right? He didn't speak English, right? So, I mean, does like if you go to the like he's speaking Greek, I'm guessing. I'm just going out on a limb here, Chef, because I'm not a Herodotus specialist or no shit like that, or Plato and all this old crazy shit, right?
Right.
But I'm going out on a limb and I'm gonna guess this dude spoke Greek, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what's the words in Greek? Because usually, right, and even Chief X even mentioned something like this about the Ethiopian. They said the Greeks will refer to black people as Ethiopian, right?
Right.
So now is that what he said? Was they Ethiopian? Is that the word that he used in his statement that he written down?
No.
Oh, where's the bag that you made already? Is there one in the kitchen?
Hold on. Hey, Tuck, mute out.
Tuck, you got to mute out, bro. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Peace, fellas. Hey,
what's up, Brendan? Oh yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. You heard my question, Brendan?
I did, but just briefly in terms of what I was talking about, the Roth. The Roth is a bit different because what's great about a Roth is you can take, I guess you would say after tax dollars or dollars that you were investing in, right? Inside of I guess a fund. What you can do, you can defer capital gains until you get ready to retire. Like any money that you would have. So like, for instance, if you've got a brokerage account and that where you doing like stock or something like that, you can actually take money out of your brokerage account, but you can only do this like 5K a year, right? You can do a backdoor contribution into your Roth. And then when you get ready to retire, you can take that money out without capital gains. Like for instance,
Oh,
right
okay.
now, yeah, but like for instance, right now, if you got money in a brokerage account, you make capital gains in stock, you take it out, you're gonna get hit with a capital gains tax, right? The Roth will let you defer that, but here's the kicker, right? You can only do 5K a year, especially with people like us, like you, especially that's got a pension, or if you've got a 401K, and it depends on how much money you make a year. They're not going to let us like sink a bunch of money into a backdoor Roth and then defer capital gains. That's the thing.
Right.
So you have to do it over time so you can kind of build that up and try to get all of your money out of your brokerage accounts if you're trying to do like something extra. Like for instance, like
Yeah,
with
and
me,
that's the messed up part because I can't even touch mine until
yeah,
I'm
your pensions
55.
are different. Yeah, pensions are
Yeah.
different, and it depends on how they got it invested as well, right? Do they invest your pension in common stock, or is it just a fund that's managed by your company?
No, it's common stock. So
Okay,
we they it's a big membership, right? I'm with the OPC MIA, right? That's the international membership, right?
right.
So it's a few, and I ain't gonna lie, we've been gaining. Since I've been in, like I've never seen nothing under 9%. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Brendan.
Right,
Like
you keeping pace with
that,
the market. That's good. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for
And
sure.
last year we did really good. We did really
Man,
good.
keep it where it's at, man. See, you got your advisor, man. Talk to your advisor, and if you
Yeah,
doing it
but
around
see, that's
9 or
what
10,
I'm
yeah.
worried about. That's not the part where I'm worried about. What I'm
Mm,
worried about, right, is when I want my money, right? When it's time for me, because see, I'm not doing this. At least I'm not gonna be out with my hands on no tools no more, right? At 55, I'm done with this, right? And
right.
so I need my money, Brendan, but they gonna hit me for 20%, and that's even, the
Where's
tax.
Yeah,
your
you
where's
retiring
your
early,
yes.
and you're
Yeah.
retiring early. So
Is
yeah, they're
this
gonna
working?
hit you.
Is this shit working?
They're gonna hit you. They're gonna hit you. You
Huh?
retiring early, and
It don't work?
Yeah, that's the 20%. But and then
yeah,
and that ain't even Uncle Sam yet. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I think Uncle Sam gonna hit me for another 10, ain't he, or some
Your
shit
your
like that.
pension your pension program hits you for 20 for retiring early.
Yeah,
Oh,
they listen. Is it how they got it? It's like you got to meet two criteria in order to get your money, right?
mm,
And if you're not at 60, what is it, 63 or whatever, they're gonna hit you for early retirement, which is a
right.
20% thing. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I
but
would
they
say,
allow
yeah.
you, they say like you can get your money at 55. You know what I'm saying? If you got to be in good standing. It's always two criteria. So one of the criteria is you
Yeah.
got to be in good standing for 15 years. and you got to be 55. So those are the two criteria that I'm aiming for.
Can you build you a cash buffer for 10 years? If you can build you a cash buffer for 10, then you don't have to necessarily touch it.
Now what's that? Now you got to put, because that's some legal, that's some language. You're talking language to me.
Yeah. Put you some like for instance, I was just talking about the Roth. What you can do, you can put your money in the Roth and then build you up a significant, just like I was talking with Thunder, build you up like a significant sort of like a savings, right? You can do it like a high yield, or you can do it where you can put your money into some like treasury bills, right? That's got like a 30-day rollover, and you can get like 3%, 2 or 3% or so every it's like annual, right? That's beating inflation. But what you doing, you building up some liquid funds to get you through that little gap. You know what I mean? You trying to, if you build up some liquid funds that can get you through that, and then you can just pinch off your pension, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, and that's another option too, that they I can't remember the name of it, where they dish it out to you.
Right.
Like it's an option. It's called a God, I don't know. I'm having a brain.
You don't want to take it all out at once. Right, exactly. And get
a
big hit.
I'm more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? When I'm done with these people, like I just, I'm more comfortable with having my money and me managing my own money. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to go back. I don't want to do the 08 crisis. I seen what happened to them in the 08 crisis. Like $75,000. Like
if it's in stock, and you get hit, it can take you 10 years to recover, right? From a market dip. So when you get closer, those guys weren't looking at their funds correctly, because if you get close to retirement like that, you got to get all your money out of stock like that, because So talk to your advisor, man. I like Schwab. I know you said you use Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan, right? Which one you use?
No, I got Morgan Stanley.
Yeah, man. They usually you can get a free advisor. Get you Yeah, for
sure. What you like Fidelity? What they talking about? You ever deal with them?
Nah, I never. I got a 401k with Fidelity, but I don't use them for advice.
Advisor.
Nah. I like Schwab. I got a local Schwab.
It'd be some real businessmen that kind of work with them, and they seem like I don't know. I don't ask them about it, but it seems like they're doing pretty.
For sure. For sure. Fidelity, I'm sure they're good. I just don't have a local office. I got a local Schwab office, and I got a guy that I've been talking to for years, right? I can call him up and say, hey man, let's go out and have lunch or something. So
Charles Schwab. I think I need to go talk to them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Charles Schwab.
Peace. Yeah, let's get off. Let's get off personal finance. I don't want to talk.
I need money to holler at you. I need to have a word.
Peace, Bobby. Peace, Bobby.
What's up, man? Bobby banging this bitch. I see you. Yeah. Concrete Coy, pseudo killer official. Brendan, concrete Coy, pseudo killers. I see y'all. No, the finances is probably essential, not problem. It's actually financial literacy and scientific literacy is actually essential for our survivability.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah.
I start sweating. Is it just me? Like when that conversation come up, like when I get to talking to my advisor or I'm talking to the bank, I start sweating and shit.
I only start sweating when my tax bill comes.
That too, like around this time of year, I get an attitude, and those conversations, I start sweating and shit. You know what I mean? That shit crazy.
Yeah, my wife can't. My wife can't stand it. She's like, "Shut up about taxes. Shut up. I don't want to hear. Right?
Right.
Yeah, better sweat now than sweat when you old, yo.
Man, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be comfortable when I'm old.
No, you want to make sure you ain't got rely on your. You want to make sure you ain't got to rely on your fucking kids. That's the rule. I don't care what nobody say. If you rely on your kids, look out for you old, you're fucked. Simple.
Yeah, you keeping the generational poverty going.
Yeah, you're at the mercy of the court, though. You never want to be at the mercy of the court.
Yeah,
never that, my nigga. Never that. So what you gotta holler me about those concrete coins? Because I got about
I just
10
wanted
minutes
to know.
listening
I
this
just
shit.
wanted to know, was Herodotus? He speak Greek, right? That's what we was just. That's what I was just discussing. He a Greek speaking dude, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to know, like, what did they call? He said they was. Now, when he said
Black,
they was
nigga.
black, did he say they was Ethiopians?
Black skin like the Ethiopians and everybody else. Simple. Right there. Now, whether he was right or not, that's a different story. And whether the whole population of Colchis is black, that's far stretched based off where they at. But I could see an Egyptian army, the socialist army going up there and just staying. And I could see him running across them, and I could see them being part of the population. No more than you see niggas part of America, nothing else like that. I could see that.
So
but what it ain't a conscious community statement. So everybody needs to knock that shit off, like stop it.
Yeah, but
the
Egyptians wouldn't have been like no black niggas either though. They wouldn't have been no different color than Herodotus. They would have looked just like Herodotus. Why you think Herodotus can go in Egypt and kick it with them niggas and all this shit?
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you what Herodotus said. He didn't call the Greeks black niggas. He said the Ethiopians and the motherfucking Egyptians was black.
They said they called the Egyptians. They call themselves the same words sometimes.
I'm just making a point, bro. I ain't got to argue that. Yeah, I didn't do that.
Y'all confusing it. Y'all jumping over each other.
No, we're not. I ain't confused.
Hold on. You just said that Herodotus said
the Egyptians was black.
Hold on. We talking about the Colchis.
He said they was black skinned, like the Egyptians.
Like the who?
Oh, let me read this. All right.
He said like
read it. I'm just reading it. Yeah, I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick. Don't put it on me. Y'all go dig that nigga up and go get him.
No, we already got to the bottom of it.
No, you in your mind, I know you did. Hold on.
We already got to the bottom of it.
No, yeah, of course. Y'all got twisted.
It was other people that he called the same word that he called the Egyptians and the Colchis.
Yeah, that's what I want to distinguish.
Let me just read it though. I just want to read it.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
and that's a half statement you're reading anyway, so go ahead.
Yeah, but I need to know like the word what he used. I need to know the word that Herodotus was using. Because that way you can understand like really what the context.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because if we using black and dark, and, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit is not, that shit ain't, I don't know. But go ahead. You can read it.
All right. Where we at? We at the histories. The historian Herodotus and his histories. All right. So y'all can look it up. Histories. All right. And it says, for the people of Colchis are evidently Egyptian, and this I perceived for myself before I heard. Come on, all right, that's enough. Knock it off. Y'all done. No, my phone grade down. I got readers and I'm done. Y'all did. No, you done, yo. I'm not gonna debate you. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna read this and get off, my nigga. Chill.
Yeah, and then we're going to discuss it when you get off.
Yeah. It say for the people of Colchis are evidently Egyptian. And this I perceived for myself before I heard it from others. So when I had come to consider the matter, I asked them both. And the Colchisians had remembrance of the Egyptians more than the Egyptians of the Colchisians. But the Egyptians said they believed that the Colchisians were a portion of the army of Sesostris. That this was so, I conjectured myself, not only because they are dark-skinned and have curly hair, but also still more because the Colchisian, Egyptians, and Ethiopians alone of all these races of men have practiced circumcision from the first. Herodotus 404 BCE. All right, Herodotus continues. But as to those matters which concern men, the priests agreed with one another in saying that the Egyptians were the first of all men on earth to find out the course of the year, having divided the seasons into 12 parts and make up the whole. And this they said they found out from the stars and the reckon to the extent more wisely than Helios, Herodotus 450 BCE. And we know where they understood that from. They got that from not the Playa, because that's the older star clock. And based off of archaeological surveys and bone cranial and all that, they say they are Negroes. And I don't want to get into that right now. But y'all can go ahead and discuss that through. I'm not saying I even agree with Herodotus. I'm just simply saying that's not a conscious community statement. That's a Herodotus statement. So leave niggas alone and use that. All right, peace.
Peace. But yeah, that is a statement that is taken out of context by the Afrocentrics or the Blackologists. So I just want to make that clear. Herodotus made the statement, but we have Afrocentrics that misinterpret that statement and run off with it. And, now the Colchians is black here. You know what I mean? Like, if that's not crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. I'm not saying
and to repeat it. And to repeat it is even more like as a point to stick at people, and like he read it and just say, I'm gonna just leave that here and jump off. No context. I got y'all. No context. No nothing. You feel me? Like
right. I understand what his context is. He's saying what Unc is saying is that he don't necessarily agree with this guy Herodotus or whatever, but what he's saying is this is the white people saying this. This ain't the conscious community. This is not the Afrocentrics. But what I'm trying to point out to Unc is, it actually is, because they actually running off. That's not even really what Herodotus meant by that. They don't mean the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He don't mean the same thing by that as we do today. And so the Afrocentrics have run off with the shit. That's what I'm saying. But that's what Unc was saying about the whole thing.
Yes. Look, it's so many rabbit holes with these niggas, man.
Wow.
Like, I just can't even chase down all of the stuff that they be bringing up, man. Because the simple fact is that to call North Africans and Syrians and all of them dark skin would not be a stretch of the imagination, or it was something that Greeks been saying about Arabians and everybody else. But to call people dark skin at that time, or different people around the Mediterranean dark skin, right? Mm-hmm. It's not the same thing as calling them black. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the context that we use black in today, that's the issue. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? The issue is the context that if you read that statement in modern context, you would think Negro.
Right.
You would think Negro. But if you read it in the context of what Herodotus and them meant in their time, right? Because you have to put it back in the context of the people who wrote it. What was their viewpoint? What did they mean by them words? And what they meant was they saying that the North Africans, right, that could tan, right?
Right. That's what they meant. Tan. That's what they meant by
people of the Levant, you know what I mean, that they could tan, right? Mm-hmm. That they were dark people, the people of India, that they could tan, you dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that they were dark and black in that context, that would mean, you know what I mean, it was a way for them to describe people. You feel me? Like,
right.
They had different ways of it. If we use it nowadays, if we call somebody black, we mean Negro.
Right.
That's what
They
we
didn't
mean.
mean that. Yeah.
You know,
Do me a
so
favor. Do me a favor. I was actually in the audience. I just like a source. She said exactly
come
what you
on,
said.
yo, you jumped.
I read my source. Hold on. I
All right,
read
but
my
you
source.
said
Hold
you was
on.
getting off
I
because you
read.
didn't want.
I was, but I'm listening, and I just
You
want.
ain't
No,
gonna go
I'm trying
back
to.
and forth.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm trying to find my. I'm trying to read what y'all saying to make sure y'all ain't making that shit up.
No.
I want to hear that.
We
No,
making it
give
up.
us something. Give us the paper on the context that you talking about. Would be nice for me. I'm gone.
saying,
That's all.
Yo, we making it up, yo. If you ain't want to have a conversation,
No, because I gotta go. No, I'm saying, but we got people listening. No, but I'm right now. I'm saying, but at least give the people a source.
All right, but yo, you ain't going to control how we had a conversation if you're not going to be
right. Yeah, you're right. But I can say, as a person in the audience, I want a source. I can at least say that.
All right, cool.
I love the argument and the debate. You know, that's what we do. I want to say this though. That's what I want to say. Listen. I'm not talking about the topic. I'm saying I think it's very refreshing that niggas can disagree and not hate each other at the end of the day. That's what the conscious community gotta love.
They want us to know.
Yeah, we don't hate each other. Matter of fact, all the niggas I grew up with, we don't agree about shit. We argue all day long, 365 days a year, but fuck with one of them is trouble. And I'm saying this show is based off of the great motherfucking debate. Niggas don't even want to sit around and see two niggas debate like that. They like to have a quick, fast-flowing conversation. And I'm saying this is what we bring to everybody. And I just appreciate the format. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate this because I love beating y'all niggas up. And I'm gone. I'm out.
Chill out. Shit. All right, so what? He didn't fucking got me off.
He threw you off.
Yeah, like he do it on purpose, yo.
That's his style. That's the game.
That's his style, yo. Like
he's a seasoned vet.
Yeah, yo, man. Look, he said some shit in the chat, right? In our back chat. And me and Corey just looking like, what the hell? And I said, Corey, don't respond, yo.
Right.
I said, Corey, don't respond. That's what he do, yo. He looking for a way out. But I'm gonna get that source that he asked for right now. Like, because if he don't understand, and the chat acting like they don't understand, that things got to be in the context of the time that people was like, if y'all don't understand that, if y'all can't see that from, even if you go to 1900, that the language and the way that you use certain words was completely different. Even hell, go back to the 50s, right? And you listen to Dr. Martin Luther King and them speeches from the 50s. We don't talk like that now. You know what I mean? Then you go back 50 years before him with W.E.B. Du Bois and them, and their language was different, right?
Yep.
You go back to goddamn George Washington and them in the 1700s, their language was different. You dig what I'm saying? So then you go all the way back to the BCR in a whole nother language, and you actually think that you're reading that in the correct context, then you done lost your fucking mind. Y'all all can go to hell. You feel me? Let me see. But y'all go ahead. Let me find this.
Yeah, that's one thing about it though, right? They thinking that can your clients hear me? Oh my bad. Hold on, my wife in class real quick. Hold up.
Okay.
And to Unc's point, it doesn't make for very interesting conversation when everybody agrees with each other either, right?
Hell no. Hell no.
It's like some of these shows remind me of just me and some of the fellas back home in Georgia behind the house standing around the fire pit, right? And nobody agrees on anything, right?
At all.
Late night, like you say, you drinking some bourbon or something. Everybody's arguing and complaining, and it makes for some of the best conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure,
And you work stuff out that way.
for sure.
You definitely come to some damn conclusions. You know what I mean? You definitely got that. But that's how, if everybody agreed, then there's nothing to work out. You feel me? Like, the hell? So
Right, and it's almost guaranteed you get 5 men in a conversation having like that, talking like that. You're gonna have 5 different perspectives anyway. So
got to. If y'all men, you got to. You feel me? That would be crazy if you. I ain't never met nobody that I agree with 100%. You know what I mean? Like that's. Let me see. All right. Like I was just with my homeboy earlier today. That's a couple hours before. Man, we was arguing about a school name for half an hour. You know what I mean? You would have thought we was about to fuck. You would have thought we was about to come to blows over that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Over a goddamn school name that changed, over time. We was arguing that it, was always been that name, or the school never moved. And but let me see.
So in terms of the Nzinga piece, right? I'm trying to figure out in terms of what's the biggest. I guess the points of a contention, right? The only time I've ever heard of, I guess the first time I heard of Nzinga, I guess this goes back to the destruction of Black civilization, which everybody's read, right? And she was touted as, this great warrior queen, right? Sort of someone you could point to as for inspiration and all this stuff, right? What we're saying in terms of after, I guess, additional research, right? Maybe she's not as much of a I guess of this role model, or this this person that we should hold in high regard because of her participation in the slave trade in her area during the time. So what's the biggest contention? Are they saying that she didn't participate in that, which is, I guess, a historical fact, or is it just the perception of it? What I'm just kind of confused. What's the crux of the disagreement?
All right. So I don't know everybody else's disagreement, but Unc's disagreement is he jumps back and forth. One of his arguments is history don't say that she was a slaver or a slave trader. That's what he said. That's not history. That's not how history remembers her, right?
Right.
But you can look at all of the monarchs and of Europe during the slave trade, and history don't remember none of them as slave traders, right? But they opened up some of the biggest companies of the slave trade, you know what I mean, in West Africa. So just because it don't say that, they were vicious slavers, right, don't mean that they wasn't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess it lends the question, I guess, the intra-African slave trade, is that something that's well documented, where you can say, okay, well, I guess the slave trade within Africa itself, right? Is there anything you can point to, a historical record, anything where you can say, well, here's what happened, who were the participants, here was the extent of it? Because it seems like, okay, it may be a lack of information there. I don't know. Maybe is that the reason why? Because when he says that, oh well, Nzinga wasn't historically, I guess you would say, referred to as a slaver. Is there a lack of information in terms of the intra-African slave trade? I'm just kind of throwing things out there. I'm just curious. I don't know. Chef stepped away on me.
My bad, Brendan.
No, you're fine.
Oh yeah. So the thing what it is the African slave trade that was in Africa. That was their internal slave trade. All right.
My
A lot
bad,
of
y'all. I got put out of the bedroom. I had to relocate. You read the story? I'm probably jumping in. Y'all on something different now, ain't y'all?
Yeah, we on Nzinga. Hold on. I'm waiting for that source though on the Colchis. But yeah, the inner African slave trade, that's another thing that we brought to the community, right? Or to our audience. A lot of us didn't know about that, right? We thought Africans ain't have no slavery in Africa, and the white man brought it to us, and niggas ain't know how to slave people, and none of that. That was the running thing, right?
Right. I remember that.
And we find out, no, Africans had their own slave trade. They was selling each other to each other. They was doing this, boom, 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 right? That was part of the argument. They said, no, y'all niggas lying. Then we had the resources on that. Then they told us now, after we read sources on that, all right, now it's out of context. You dig what I'm saying? Now they got to tell us that the context was wrong on it. I mean, every step of the way, no matter what we say, what we prove, when we prove it, it's out of context, right? First they say it didn't exist, it don't exist, and we don't know what we're talking about. Then when we show that it does, these things, these phenomena do exist, then we're reading it out of context. Like, so we can't win with these niggas, know which way. And then if we reading it in context, this another one they bring. That's a white person source. They racist and they lying. So we got 3 hurdles to jump over every time, you know what I mean, when we bring up something to these motherfuckers. You feel
hurdles? Me? Those are impenetrable barriers. Those are not hurdles. Those are impenetrable barriers. Whatever.
You know, the first one, we don't know what we talking about. Y'all made that up. Go get me a source. We go get a source, it's out of context. Then once we do that for 3 weeks and show that it's in context, then it's a white source, they lying and they racist. Yeah. I mean, this so the same way, all right, is Herodotus, right, said these things. Now we're going to put it in the context and what Herodotus meant it in. That's what he asked for. Now, when we show him this, then what's going to be the, you know what I mean? It's going to be another hurdle. You feel me? It's going to be another hurdle. It's going to be, I'm reading something racist, white people shit. You know, Herodotus know that they was black. He's saying you know what I mean? These white people trying to lie again. Guaranteed. You know what I mean? So
Herodotus wasn't white?
More than likely he was white.
He was, well, you know what? I don't know. I'm not going to say
he was white.
He was neither. What I'm going to say is he was neither white nor black. That's what I'm going to say Herodotus was.
He's true.
Nah, he was good, bro. He was white. He was a Greek.
So the Greeks was white. You consider the Greeks white?
Yeah, the Greeks was white. I'm gonna say the Greeks was white. God damn it! It might have been one or two. Like you got a couple black Greeks like Achilles. He was black. So I want to say it was kind of They saying Achilles was black. A lot of people say it. And this is coming from white folk too.
Right.
Like it's on both sides saying that he might have been black. You know?
I thought that was a god or something. Is that
Achilles
a real person?
That's Hercules, ain't it?
He was one of the heroes, so-called heroes of the conquest of Troy.
Oh, okay.
So he was a real person because that war really happened. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. It's interesting.
Okay, let me see. It says,
but as far as the Nzinga thing, right? What they was harping on is they were saying that because I be wanting to be fair, they were saying that we didn't prove that they had a slave economy, right?
Yeah.
But we definitely proved that they had a slave trade that was very, very lucrative. Now, what they mean by slave economy, I'm not totally sure what they mean by that.
I can show them the article that pretty much proves like Nzinga sold 13,000 slaves per year at one point in time.
Right. But they saying that was a slave trade, right? That's they giving that. They're gonna give us that, I believe. I'm thinking they're giving us that, right? What they saying is we didn't prove that they had a slave economy, that the economy was based on the slavery, on the slave trade. We have to prove that the slave trade was the most lucrative item in their trade.
And it was. And I think y'all already proved it. I think y'all, because remember when we first started talking about Nzinga, I was like, Nzinga, nah, she ain't no slave trade. I was one of them that was saying she wasn't. You feel me? But y'all actually proved it and showed that like literally that was like her main source of income. Y'all was pretty much saying that she had to do it. She had to do it to compete with the other nations.
Right. I felt that we proved that it was a slave economy. I mean, I don't know, like if you get money off slaves,
right?
I mean, that because you sell some lapis lazuli on the side, you know what I'm saying? Don't mean like, oh, now you know, they was getting money selling pots and lapis lazuli too. So that means that wasn't a slave economy. Like that shit don't fly with me. Like I don't know if it seems like that's the kind of shit they was trying to pull on. You know what I mean?
If you look worldwide at that time, you got to understand that everybody economy was like mainly off of slave trade. Everybody was making money off the slave trade at that point in time. Like literally every country that we know.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna at least say this: you wasn't getting serious money. You wasn't on the world stage unless you was dealing in slavery. I'm gonna put it like I'll go as far as to say that definitely. You know
yeah. How can you compete with?
Like it wasn't no oil. They wasn't dealing oil back then.
Right. It was no steam engine, no anything. Yeah. You had to have strong people, right?
Yeah. That was that. You know, that's who was balling, the people who had the slave.
Right.
All right, so here you go. It says the key word in the original Greek of the passage is melancholis. All right.
Okay, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Melancholis. Contrary to what Afrocentrists claim, it does not mean black in the sense of belonging to the black race. For that, Greek authors would have used the word Ethiops, etymologically the same as Ethiopian, which meant burnt face. The term that indisputably referred to Nubians and other peoples in what is today sub-Saharan Africa. Herodotus does not refer to Egyptians with this term. Furthermore, in the very same passage quoted, Herodotus implies that the Colchis and Egyptians are of the same stock. Colchis is on the shores of the Black Sea, hardly an area inhabited by black people. Melancholis means simply dark-skinned, a term that sometimes the Greeks even applied to themselves and other not so dark people such as the Syrians. Oh man.
Yeah, that killed them right there. Yeah, because I heard, and that's why I was on, because I heard Chief X say that you know the Greeks, they would refer to black people as Ethiopians, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then that made me wonder, like, okay, so what's the word if they was, you know what I'm saying? Like he had to be speaking Greek, right? So
right.
what did he write?
So he wrote the word melancholis.
Okay.
Not black.
That clears it all up right there. That clears it all up right there for me. it's like, I don't know. It seems like when the shit be making sense to me, it just don't make sense to nobody else. I don't know. I gotta ask Brendan. Did that that cleared it all up for me? Did it clear it up for you, Brendan? I don't know.
A lot of this stuff sounds pretty straightforward to me. I don't know. We end up in these roadblocks.
Exactly.
I don't
So
know.
I mean, to call the Colchis black people is a stretch, right? Because Herodotus is the only
more
one.
Than a stretch. It's more
that gives this claim. And like I said, the Greeks and other people had to use different words to describe the people that they came in contact with. Now, if they run into people that's darker than them, it doesn't mean that the people are black, right? They have to have contact. Like, again, we use the word black. And when we use the word black, we clearly mean Negro, right? Because there's people that's, me and Brendan, right, is around the same complexion. Now, there's people in Arabia, in India, and everywhere else that's darker than me and Brendan. But we would never call those people black. You see what I'm saying? We'd call those people what the fuck they are. And we'd call them dark skinned, but we don't call those people black in our current context of understanding what the word black means. When we talk about black, we're clearly talking about Negroes of all different complexions.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean...
Now, I got a question, though. Now, the North Africans, can we separate the North Africans from the Arabs and from the Palestinians and from all those people that people say...
It would be hard. It would be hard.
No, I'd say no. I'd say
Phenotypically, it would be hard. Linguistically, culturally, yes.
I don't even think it's linguistically or culturally.
I'm saying back then. Linguistically.
Right, so let's do this. Let's go to science real quick, yo. Let's use a little bit of science, yo. All right, so how long does it take for a people to, based on the region that they are in, to lose their skin color? Because we know everybody was black, right? So when did the people in North Africa...
They working on some different science now. I don't know if
region that the original man was found in.
I don't know if I agree with that though. If everybody started out dark skinned, I don't necessarily agree with that.
That's a stretch, right? All right, so let's just agree on the math. On the science. The science says that every certain amount of years, I'm not sure about the number, I think it was 2,500 years. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, it's
every
about
2,500 years of a people being in the same place, depending on the climate, they have a chance of their skin tone their children coming out lighter because of the lack of sunlight.
Right. For your skin pigment to change, it takes about 2,000 years or so. Yeah. I've read some things that said that.
So what I want to say is, based on what I have learned, I want to say people migrated out of Southeast Africa into all the other regions of the world. And over years, they just lost their skin tone. You know what I mean? We know this to be a fact. And I'm just talking about the North Africans were among the first. Even though we know the Arabs and the Chinese was still, because we know that, what was it? I think it's D and E.
No, I think a lot of the people, I don't know. I just don't know about that part right there. The last part, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not versed enough to agree.
But I like to go on culture though. If we go about culture and language, we got to understand that these people had to be connected at some point in time.
Let's back up. So hold on. All right, so let's go with your premise. Like let's see where this gonna go at, y'all. This is the exercise. So you saying since the oldest humans was found in a region where the people would be dark skinned, right? Then at one point, all Homo sapiens was of a dark skin complexion. At this point,
that's what I want to say. At one point, all Homo sapiens. We're not talking about Neanderthals. We're not talking about demi.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna walk with you. I'm like, come on, I'm with you. All right. So, all right, whatever time period this is just an exercise.
I want to say 250,000 years ago.
All right, hold on, let me say this. This is an exercise, y'all. We just trying to work something out. All right, cool. So you saying 250,000 years ago, right?
Yeah. And we can name the haplogroups that was you had a haplogroup E and D.
I don't know haplogroups at that time. Hold on, you're gonna lose me. I'm not in Goldsy.
I'm just going off what 23andMe told me in my DNA.
All right, so let's keep it simple. Let's look at the region where these Homo sapiens started from. So again, I don't talk in haplogroups. So those populations of people come from a region where, if you look now, that the people have dark skin. Right, and you need dark skin to survive in that, you know what I mean?
Okay, hold up, cool. But you absolutely right. I already know what you're about to lead to, because we don't even know if the climate was.
No, I'm cool with the climate then.
But realistically, I want to be realistic. Realistically, we don't, because the Earth changes every 100,000 years.
No, but it was still, like it would have still been in the same zone.
Yeah, it's still
in the same zone. The equator's still there.
I got you. Yep.
Yeah, the equator is where the equator is at, yo.
Yeah, you're right.
If you develop near the equator, it's gonna be hot as a motherfucker, yo. Like
right.
So all right. So these people would have been in a region where it would have been more advantageous for them to be a dark skin complexion. All right. So the first people was of dark skin.
Right.
All right, cool. So as they migrated out of those zones, right, in a longer time, as long as they, these groups, stayed in zones that I guess that was cool or had a different habitat. You're asking, when did the pigmentation start to change?
Yes, because it had to.
All right, it did. Yeah, it did, but it was way before Egyptians and shit came on the scene.
I agree. I agree that.
So the colors that you see now, right, was pretty much the same colors and ranges of the human variety that existed during pharaonic Egypt.
Now, this is my next question, though. Does the skin tone changing make them a different people? What makes the people?
No.
We're not going to go on genetics, right? Yes, it ain't skin tone. That's what I'm trying to lead to. It's not skin tone. What I'm trying to say is, genetically, we can link the people in North Africa to the people from West Africa, at least. You got to give me that.
No, why would you do that?
How you gonna do that?
Why would you just throw West Africa in there?
First off, North Africa, you got to understand, North Africa runs from the West Coast all the way to the east, to Egypt. So I'm not just focusing on Egypt.
Right. So you're talking about
the whole of
Northwest. You're talking about Northwest Africa, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the whole of North Africa and what happened, because y'all know about the Green Sahara, and people was living in that region, and people migrated out because they went. But where did the people in that region come from? I believe, since everybody knows that the people started in the Southeast, people migrated to these regions, lived there for fucking maybe thousands of years. And once climate change really started happening, that's when skin tone started changing. And that's when the ice age started happening. People had to migrate. That's when the Sahara started. That's when the ocean turned into.
But at that point, when you're talking that span of time, then who ain't who at that point? Who ain't related to who at that point? That's right. When you're talking those spans of time, like when you're going back to early Homo sapien, now, like we kin to Eastern Chinese people at that point. You know what I mean? When you talking about when the first people changed the skin tone and all of that, you know what I mean? Like, there's no people on the planet that we ain't kin to at that point. That's what I'm saying. So at what point are we not kin to
There is no
everybody?
people on this planet that we're not kin to, and the sooner that we realize that shit, the sooner all this motherfucking shit.
That's fine, but we do have distinctions, right? And we, you know,
we make the distinctions. Us humans make the distinctions. This is what I've learned.
Human beings have the right to distinguish themselves, right? That's a human thing. You know what I mean? Even it's not just a Homo sapien.
Even if it's not scientifically
sound, it's a primate. It's a primate thing. Because even in the chimpanzee community,
it's a belief, like a belief in God.
Distinct. No. It's how society works. It's the earliest, some of the earliest things that we did, because we can look at chimpanzees, right? And they understand who's their cousins and uncles and shit, right? Other than who just they friends and shit like that, right? They know who they immediate family is compared to other people. So this is this distinguishment have been going on for millions of years, right? Obviously, this is a trait that allows human beings to diversify, and because you know the diversity that's how we continue to have our children make it to the age of reproduction. You know what I'm saying? So this is something. This ain't a belief or that. This is.
So you're saying it's necessary nature for evolution. So all right, cool.
It's I mean, it might not be. See, sometimes we grow in technology gains in a way where we outgrow things, right? But I'm just saying this ain't a belief. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, you know, this is the end all be all. You know, we won't survive without it. I'm just saying
this might change the conversation a little bit, yo, but this is right on the same topic. What do y'all think about race first? Us as a people start putting us as, because we talk a lot about Negroes, people being black, and I don't consider, first off, I don't consider anybody outside the United States that haven't went through this motherfucker shit as being black. We are totally different. I be on these Clubhouse shit and they don't even fucking like us. These Africans really don't fucking like us. They call us bullet bags.
What I think about that is
you're talking to some ignorant motherfuckers.
Yeah, and I'm not against. What I'm gonna say is I'm gonna choose my family first, right? You know what I mean? And then when I get outside of my family, I'm gonna choose my neighbor first. Now, what? Now, is my neighbor black or white or Mexican or Chinese? I don't know, right? But I'm in a situation where I have to. When I immediately walk out the door, I'm in my neighborhood, right? So I have to. The smart thing would be for me to choose my neighbor when I immediately walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? So, like. Those are the things, that's the way I think about the situation. You know what I mean? I think it's different situations for different circumstances. You got different choices in different circumstances. It's always a dichotomy all the time, you know, like where it's either this or that, you know, like, so you can't be black first, right? But all black people ain't good for you. Truth, you know what I'm saying?
I agree, yo. But you got to understand, I live outside.
So that blanket term.
Let me tell you my experience, yo, and why I came to this almost a conclusion. I'm still debating, but there's a lot of goddamn shit that's going on. Every other race is playing race first. The Mexicans, the Chinese, the Jews. Everybody is putting their people in front of everybody. Our people don't even consider ourselves to be people to be able to do that. First off, anywhere we go in this world, we're going to be judged because we are Black Americans. We're not going to be judged because we're Nigerians. If I go to England right now, they're not going to think I'm a fucking Nigerian. They're gonna be like, oh, he an African American. These niggas like to kill motherfuckers. And that's really what they think. Like, real talk, we are weighed by our people. So therefore, my thing is we need to change the way we are perceived around the world. That's why a lot of people don't even want to do business with us. That's why we can't open up our own international trade, because people don't want to do business with us because they think we thieves. Because that's all we allow them to show on TV.
Family first. That's why I say your family first, because what the only way to negate that situation is for you to raise productive citizens that's going to be, law abiding, upstanding citizens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I wish we could. We tried to do that. But you know what they did to our kids? Because our kids smoke weed, they locked us for the last 30 years. They've been locking young black kids up for smoking marijuana. And you know what it does? It prohibits us from getting certain jobs, from competing in this workforce. You see what I'm saying? It's like the first line of their defense of white supremacy. Lock us up, give us a weed charge, so our motherfucking asses can't get good jobs and can't do certain shit. We can't even fucking run for office now in certain offices because we got a weed charge on our fucking record.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Stu.
All right. He said, big up to everybody on the panel.
Peace, by the way. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Big up everybody. Big up. Truth. You said something earlier. Just a while ago, you said something. You said you can't do business internationally because how you are perceived. I don't want to misquote you. Right? But
No, I said what I was saying was I was
argument
to you. Need to play the same game that everybody else is playing. They don't consider us different. You know what I mean? They don't consider us as American. They look at us like niggas.
No, because what happened is that the perception that is sent internationally about the Black Americans is beyond your control as a Black American. The narrative that is sent.
I don't believe nothing's out of my control. I believe I can influence everything.
Do you
like literally? I turned a whole fucking crowd of people from rioting in fucking Baltimore. Baltimore didn't riot in 2020 because of me.
I understand that, but internationally, you're not international. You're local in Baltimore.
You're gonna say yes. I don't believe in can't, yo. I don't believe in that word.
All right. All right. Let me remove the word can't then. Let me rephrase the statement. The image that is portrayed of Black Americans is outside by the media. Is by media that is not owned or controlled by the Black American. So when you watch the movies and the look and the talk, it is not the best of Black Americans that is shown internationally. It is never the best. What is shown is the worst in most cases. That's why when shows like Cosby Show, A Different World, and Living Single came on, those were a breath of fresh air. And if you go to many countries with Black population outside of the United States, those shows are still popular today because they didn't imagine an image like that. Because the image that we used to get in is Pookie and Starsky and Hutch, Honeybee. What's his name? The pimp. Is he the
Most African Americans are that image. Most African Americans are trying to get a job. They're trying to go to school.
No, they're trying
to be successful.
True.
You got
would you
like
disagree
maybe
with me? No, would you disagree with me on the image part?
No. I understand. They're painting the, just like they paint the image of the cartel. I live in Mexico. I know it's not like what they paint on TV. That shit is, for some reason, they're trying to scare people away from Mexico.
All right.
Do you believe they don't want people to see how that way of life
is in Africa? Do you believe that Kenya has a lot of skyscrapers?
Has a lot of what?
Skyscrapers. SKY scrapers.
I know Kenyans. I know certain spots in Kenyans that do have skyscrapers.
Yeah, but you know it because you know Kenyans. Yeah, but to the average Black person in America, the Kenyans is a booty scratcher who lives in a hood, who is dying from starvation. The images that play the two sides. I dare anybody to disagree with me that the people in power play the two sides and portray the worst images of both people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not aware of what's going on, you draw some conclusions that are not right until you meet people and you realize, but this dude is a cool dude. He's not like that. Until you start being around people and realize 99%. All right, there's this girl who works in my office. Where I work, a lot of Jamaicans work there. She's African American. And when she came, like we have conversation, when she came there, she said, she didn't know because the perception she has of us. But no, she loved Jamaican food. She in the conversation. She come to the office and the first thing she said, Wagwan.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happened? Because we're not around each other on a consistent basis. And we're only exposed to the negative.
Yeah, nah, but this is the thing, yo. I was thinking like you till last week, yo. I swear I thought like, yo, our people. I was arguing with my homeboy because he on this with Tyreek Nasheed be doing the foundational Black American. He want to be a foundational Black American. My whole thing was it causes a divide within our whole community. It causes a divide. But I went on Clubhouse, right? And they got these rooms on Clubhouse to where as though Africans are talking to African Americans. And the conversation and it's multiple conversations, not just one or two, it's multiple different Africans in Africa, and they sitting here like pretty much putting us down like we ain't shit. Like African Americans ain't shit. We the bottom of the bird.
Again, I'll put this to you. I have known African Americans who came to Jamaica for a long period of time. People who was had to take a small vacation because the temperature in America was a little bit too hot. And they came to Jamaica. And within a couple of weeks, they acclimatized. The only thing is that people might call them Yankee. We call everybody Yankee from America. We might call them Yankee. But these dudes adjusted into the culture, was a part of the culture, was showing love. I've known Jamaicans who come up here and live in African American community and was showing love. Them baby mother is African American. Dudes come down to Jamaica and get Jamaican baby mother. Is that you're talking to people who have limited contact, who their exposure,
that's what I was trying to explain
is
to people
based upon what they have seen. Them have limited contact.
Yeah, hold up real quick, because I was trying to explain that very point. I want to elaborate on that point. The thing that I believe is happening is you have the rich Sadidi Africans, mostly
That's
from
exactly
Nigeria.
what I was going to say.
Now listen, yeah. Mostly from Nigeria that is coming over here to America, and they have certain views. And because they are African and people can't tell the difference between a Nigerian and a person from Ghana or a person from Kenya, they consider the whole continent as having a certain point of view. I have met Nigerians. I know their point of view. You know what I mean? Their point of view is that we don't think, we don't use our brains. African Americans. Not that we don't have brains, and not that we can't think. It's just that we don't. And that's why they feel the same. They feel as though they're superior because they feel as though they're more educated and everything. And I know this because I worked for a Nigerian that I drove his cousins and his family around and everything. I worked for a Nigerian for like 10 years. And that's another thing though, that I had to point out. That they was trying to say that the Africans come over here and don't do nothing for African Americans. This Nigerian that I was working for, first off, he's hiring everybody coming straight out of jail, giving these niggas jobs straight out of jail to keep them off the street.
All right,
He might have his opinion.
I'm going to say this.
He's trying to do something.
Yeah, but all right, let me tell you something. What happening? What you don't realize is this. You see the Nigerians who come here and afford to go to university. In Nigeria, the line between rich and poor is extremely vast.
Mm-hmm.
In Nigeria, Many people live on compounds. They have high walls around these massive houses. And they have some of the ugliest gold furnitures in the house. How they present. They drive some of the nicest cars and they shop in Europe. Remember, Nigeria is oil rich, you know, and a large population have access to the oil money. These assholes are not the nicest assholes. You're not talking to the ordinary Nigerian.
No, I talked to some regular Nigerians. No, I was on Bigo. I was on Bigo, and this chick invited me on a platform. She had a whole bunch of Nigerian, like really revolutionaries over there in Nigeria. And I had a conversation with them. They feel as though the same way I feel. They feel as though rich Americans are coming over there, acting, rich black people are coming over there and they acting sedate. They acting like they better than them. And that's why they feel as though they have a problem with Americans, because we act like we better than them. And
but the rich ones in Nigeria act like they're better than the poor ones. The rich ones in Nigeria, the rich Nigerians act like they're better than the poor Nigerians.
Yep.
It's a class system. Oh, let's be honest.
It's not race, but we look at it like, all right, I got you. I understand what you're saying, bro.
The rich African Americans, let's be honest. Rich African Americans, do they not look down on poor African Americans?
Yep. I understand what you're saying now, yo. I hear you clearly.
You have to understand that you also have to take the class.
It's a class system. They're not looking at it. We're looking at it because that's all we see is race. You know what I mean? We don't see the class system. They see the class system clearly because they're all the same color over there.
Right, but they see it. And if you see it here, you have some bougie African Americans, you have it in Jamaica, you have some very bougie Jamaicans who live uptown, who's the same color as the man who lives downtown, but in class, in Jamaica, we call people dirty nigger. Dirty Negro. You understand? That is worse than calling a person just a nigger, you know. You call him a dirty nigger. You understand? That those people down there says dirty niggers. Don't mix up with the dirty niggers there.
Now keep in mind, guys, as well, in terms of like, you know, the perception of Americans around the globe, it's not just black people. It's pretty much across the board. People around the globe think that Americans, you know, think they're better than everybody else, and they kind of they don't agree with that. Yeah. So not just, you know, black. They think all Americans feel that way.
Right, because they don't have the dynamics of meeting everybody.
And it's cultural, right? Yeah, exactly.
Even within our population, even within the Jamaican population, there's a mega class system between rich black people and poor black people. In African American culture, there's a class system. Listen, the black people who live in
put it like this. Well, they think we low class. We low class to them. Like
the black people who live in Hartford and Stanford, Connecticut, do they want their daughters dating anybody from Chicago? Be honest. If you live in Stamford, Connecticut, one of the richest state places, and your family working $500,000 a year, do you want your daughter dating somebody from Chicago?
I mean, it depends. There's a lot of people in Chicago. That's another thing.
No. When I say Chicago, do you want to go over the wrong side of the track? They call the dirty nigger just like how the Jamaicans call the poor Jamaicans dirty niggers. Those dirty niggers. The uptown black people call the downtown black people the dirty niggers. You're mixing up with those. And they say, I do not mix with those dirty negroes. Right? So tell me now.
I judge people because of their character, yo. I don't not by what they do for a living. Like they're serious. In America, it's so fucked up that black people got to do what they got to do to survive out here, yo. Like they're serious. So I can't say because a person from Chicago.
The black people in America who made it over the line. The black people who made it over the fence, who made it now, who have the big white house with the picket fence. Do they act as if they're better than the other black people? Answer that question.
Ask it one more time.
Do black people in America, do black African Americans who came over, who moved up like George Jefferson and went into the deluxe apartment in the sky, do they still associate themselves with the black people who are still struggling?
You talking about the rich blacks? No.
Yes.
I mean, it depends on the person. Like, really, that depends on the person, too. I know a lot of rich dudes that's still in the hood. I'm not in the hood, but they come to the hood every day. It's like nothing to them. because they got the respect to be able to do so because they who they are. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying. You got some rich people that just lose who they are, and they adapt to this European and Westernized, like the Eastern people say, the Westernized way of living. They like that shit. My thing is, I don't know. I've been around a little bit. I don't know. I like America. I like Mexico's way of living, though. I like America's way of making money, but I like Mexico's way of living a little bit better.
So tell me about Mexico. How is Mexico? What can a black person do in Mexico to live? How's the standard of living in Mexico?
Everything. Why you think I'm down there? Why you think I'm down there? Like literally, I just started a whole tour company. I'm about to do this whole what's it called? Promotion type thing. We're gonna have a smoke fest on 420 next year. That's gonna be one of the biggest things on the west side of Mexico that ever happened. Yeah, we're gonna do big things because I am black and because they like real talk. And Mexico, they don't like white Americans. They don't like what they call gringos, but we black gringos. They don't consider us all the way like they like us. So all that stuff that you hear about Mexico going on down the road and cartel kidnapping people, they ain't really doing that to black people unless black people incite it. You know what I mean?
So you say a black man in Mexico is treated well? How the police treat you in Mexico?
The police treat me. The police don't even bother me. I got bothered one time, yo, and that's because they wanted money. Because they're just like, they broke down there, yo. The police don't even get paid shit. So they extorted me one time, you know what I mean? But it was what it was. I was out there smoking on a pier. I wasn't supposed to be smoking on a pier. You feel me? And they walked up on me. So I had to pay them. Instead of going to Mexican jail, they allowed me to pay them. And I went the fuck home. I think it was cool because in America, I went my ass all the way to jail, had an all the way record, and wouldn't been able to motherfucking get a job and all that shit.
So what you're saying that people when they're in the country, because what I've realized, if you go to Cuba, right? The Cubans in Cuba, you're so welcome by the Cubans in Cuba. But when you come to Miami here, the Cubans in Miami are assholes. But if you go to Cuba, the Cuban in Cuba is some of the most loving people in the world.
I agree.
But you come up here.
I agree.
So
it's the ones that come over. It's the ones that got
people.
money. It's money that changes people, I guess. I think it's money.
Right? But you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Is that is it. Because here in America, when an immigrant comes to America, he's expected to succeed. He's expected to be successful. And if he's not successful, he's viewed as a failure. So if he has to cut off his mom's foot to become successful, sometime he will. Sometimes he will, because it's the expectation that is pressed down on that person.
But yeah, if everybody's success ain't the same. A lot of their success is getting a job at McDonald's and making what McDonald's paying right now for a full-time. I think they paying like $12 an hour for a full-time employee. That's a lot for them when they're making $5 an hour down there.
Yeah, $12.50 they got, but and what they do is that 10 of them live in a house, they save up the money.
Trust me, yeah.
And they send it back to Mexico. And then mom buy a piece of land.
And they like me. They don't want to live in America. They know what their country is. They don't want to live in America. Their country is literally like paradise, yo. You got some desert, but once you get out the desert, it's some of the most beautiful lands you will ever see in your life, and they know it. And they know it. They just it ain't no money down there, so they come up north, make the money, and then they go down there and build these big ass castles for cheap and live in them bitches.
Right. So they come and they work at McDonald's, and then they go back down.
Mm-hmm. Right? When they retire, they going back to Mexico, just like Americans. Americans ain't trying to retire in fucking United States. They going to Mexico too. You know how many retired Americans is in the city I live in, Puerto Vallarta?
Yeah, because
if you the whole neighborhoods for us.
If you get a pension of $2,000 a month, You can live well in Mexico on that pension.
I pay $850 a month, yo. I swear, yo, I pay $850 a month, and I live in a mini mansion, yo. Like, I ain't gonna say it's a mini mansion. As far as a townhouse go, it's a mini mansion. It's connected to other houses, but this bitch is huge.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. So
The community
if
got 4 pools and shit, and I only pay $850. I told my homegirl that she's staying up in Jewtown right here in Baltimore, because I'm up here till the 18th. I'll go back on the 18th. But so I talked to my homegirl, and she said she paying $2,000 to stay up Jewtown. I say, ain't this a bitch? You still in Baltimore? You know the big difference? I was down there for 6 months before I came back. I think March 4th. Right, I've been here since March 4th. I go back on the 18th. And since I've been here, yo, the first weekend I was here in Baltimore, yo, they had 44 robberies, right, in one weekend, and goddamn, like 12. I think it was like 12 or 13 shootings. You see what I'm saying? Down in Mexico, the whole 6 months, I didn't hear about no shootings. We heard about a couple robberies, but that's just like 1 or 2. You know what I mean? That there wasn't no 44 in one weekend. So where is more dangerous? You see what I'm saying? A lot of people tell me be safe in Mexico. No, I tell y'all be safe up here.
Again, it come back to the conversation that I had earlier. Is the image that is portrayed, and we don't control the image that is portrayed. Because if the image is portrayed that Mexico is not a bad place to live,
you know why we can't now? I understand back in the day we couldn't. Back in the day we did not have no control over the media. Well, we have everything. We have everything to do with the media right now. Social media is the biggest thing in the world. You see what I'm saying? And all we got to do is get on these platforms and tell motherfuckers the truth, talk our shit, unify our fucking people. You feel me? And
I'm going to ask you a question. How much friends would you say growing up you have between the ages of 18 and 25?
What you said, bro. Slow down a little bit. I ain't understand what you said.
All right. Growing up, how many friends would you say you have? If you friends and acquaintances, everybody you know in the States, about 500 people? You'd say that you had interaction with about 500 people between elementary school or high school, right?
Not with social media. You don't understand who I am. I got the whole. First off, I got the whole of Baltimore right behind me. I could bring the whole 600,000 of Baltimore with me.
Okay, we're going to use Baltimore. We're going to use Baltimore. 600,000 people in Baltimore. How many of those people do you think have traveled outside of Baltimore? Do you think that 50% of them,
especially Baltimoreans, a lot of people in Baltimore don't have their passport. They have never even walked outside of North Avenue.
Right. So therefore,
20,000 people right there didn't even walk outside of Baltimore.
So the world that they know is the only one that they've ever lived in. They've never seen other people live like how you see.
But we starting to, though. That's the beautiful thing about Baltimore. Everybody's starting to. Niggas is starting to get their passport. My homeboys just went to Cuba, not Cuba, but Colombia, like 2 weeks ago for my homeboy bachelor party. Only reason I ain't go because I just bought the ticket to come up here.
And he's back and he sings nothing but praises, right? It's like he cannot stop talking about the place. Because he saw a different light. But a lot of people don't see it. When you engage in a conversation with anybody, the first thing I'm going to start asking people is, do you have a passport? Because if you have never traveled outside of your immediate circle, your views are limited to the stimulus that you were exposed to. You cannot see the world outside of yourself. You have seen the world. You don't think an individual who was trapped in one place all their life.
Breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up just a bit, Stu. Man, I was having dinner. I stepped away. I saw some people trying to jump on. If anybody else want to jump on the panel, go ahead and do it. I'll let you in.
Yeah.
But no, I hear what the brother's saying. I'm just saying, based on And I need to be quiet when I talk about Africa, because I haven't been there yet to actually give an honest opinion about the people of Africa. I just know from what I experienced over here. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big problem. Like when I talked to the dude on the Bigo thing, the dude was literally like, yo, a lot of y'all African Americans be coming over here thinking y'all better than us. You see what I'm saying? Like, we really be going over there trying to like think we smarter, telling like we don't, because we don't understand their customs, we belittle their customs.
But it's the same thing for the Africans who come here. What's happening is that it's supposed to be an amalgamation. When people come in, it's supposed to be an exchange of culture. It's supposed to be a mixture. But still people remain separate. So you'll have the Jamaicans living in one community, you'll have the Africans living in one community, you'll have the Haitians living in one community, you'll have the Dominican living in one community, you have the African Americans living in one community. So there's no amalgamation. Because when people are separated, it's going to harbor suspicion. It's like you're in a jail setting where you have the whites, the Hispanic, everybody's suspicious of everybody. But if you had an amalgamation of people, as it should be, imagine how it would be. But because the people preconceived notion.
I'm with starting something like that, but yo, it just seemed, I almost felt defeated, yo. I'm glad you up here. You actually picking my spirits up about unifying the Black race. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people that don't agree.
No, it's a lot of people
that don't agree. It's a lot of people that literally look at African Americans like we ain't nothing but gangsters and like we're never going to be nothing more. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of African Americans that think that. Just look at the dude that shot up the motherfucking train. This nigga said, he literally said the African Americans ain't nothing but slaves. We ain't gonna never be nothing but slaves. That's why he came up with the whole video. The video I posted in the back chat was what was it called? Body bag. We ain't nothing but body bags.
That's why he shot up the train?
Huh?
That's why he shot up the train?
I don't know why he shot up the train. He shot up the train, but he ain't like Black people. I'm gonna tell you like that. I don't know why he shot up the train. I just know he did not like Black people at motherfucking all. He thought we was pieces of shit. And he made multiple videos about it. His YouTube I was watching a couple of his videos before they took it down, but they took his whole channel down.
No, but the other thing you have to realize
after he turned himself in. Don't let nobody lie to you. Yo, you know how I hate these politicians, yo. They get on the news like, yeah, we did a great job. I think this person, I think that person, they did hard work over the last couple hours. You know how they caught the dude? The dude picked up a payphone, called in, told them exactly where he was at, and then patrol officers came where they got the phone call and picked his ass up. How much fucking police work was that?
No, but they had this picture. He couldn't run. They had this photograph up.
He could have ran. First off, if it was me, I'd have been gone as soon as that motherfucking did the shit. I'd have been motherfucking gone. I'd have had my plane ticket. I'd have had my plane ticket arranged around the time that I was leaving up out that bitch. So from the subway, I'm catching the subway to the to the plane. And I'm gone. Never seen me again. This nigga was stupid. He was stupid in the first place for doing the shit. You feel me? That's first off. You ruined your whole goddamn life. This motherfucker is in prison for the rest of his life. He's never going to see daylight again. For what? What did he get from it? I don't get it. You see what I'm saying?
But you're thinking like a sane person, trying to understand an insane person. You can't do that. You can't understand an insane person. You and I can't understand an insane person. The dude, insane. That's the action of a madman.
Dylan Roof, the white boy that shot up the church.
Yeah.
I understand him. He was a racist that wanted to cause a race war. So he figured shooting up a church will cause a race war. So that's what he did. I understand that. I don't understand why this dude did nothing. I don't know what the fuck was his whole, like, why? Yeah, it don't make sense at all. He went on the train, he just started shooting random. It was kids on the train. Like 5 of those, how many of it is like 20-something people that got injured? 5 of those are children.
Yeah, but that's the action of a madman. There's nothing we can do about a madman. That's the action of a madman.
But guess what? He's black. So guess what? Around the world, that's what it looks like.
No, years ago, a Jamaican shot up a train in New York. I don't think you'll remember that. He killed 10 people. The only reason why he didn't kill more is that his gun got hot and jammed. But he killed like 10 people, injured like 26. Right? That's the action of a madman. He was mentally, listen, as much as we live closer together as a people, meaning that we live in close proximity to each other, there's hardly any camaraderie in our community. Let me use that different. There's no real interaction. There's very few people have a lot of friends. Very few people have, so they're likely to do those kind of things. I'm not justifying what he did. What he did was wrong. He's a madman.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that he's a madman,
but
because
it's
of a
another
white
thing that black
person.
people gonna have to take. We're gonna have to take that on our ticket, and we're gonna have
No,
to
because if a white person did it, they would say he was a madman. And that's the end of it.
They would say he was mentally ill. They wouldn't say he was a madman because they call madmen terrorists. None of these people, none of these white boys that have been shooting up shit have they yet had to have called a terrorist.
No,
they call them mentally ill.
That's what I'm saying. I call it madman, but basically what I'm saying, he's mentally ill. That's the action of somebody who's mentally ill. Because that's what they would say about a white person, that they're mentally ill. So I'm using it also. I'm not taking ownership of that shit. Right? Like the foolishness that Will Smith did. I'm not taking ownership of that. It's not every black man would just get off the nut rockers and go up there and do the stupidness that Will Smith did. We need to feel like we need to honestly feel as a people that I do not have to take ownership of bullshit that other people do. We call it what it is, action of a madman, action of a mentally ill person.
Yeah, there's a lot of mad men on this earth, though. There's mad people on this earth. Like this, it's getting ridiculous, yo. And I'm feeling fatigued. You know what I mean? Like, god damn, I'm tired of arguing with people. Like I live in you know how many of these pseudos that came to Mexico? Like everywhere where I live at, I got like I think the most pseudos. I think they come to Mexico to be pseudo.
Pseudos like what? What we talking about?
I'm talking about Reiki healing. I'm talking about all the so-called. I went to you got to watch my Halloween video, yo. I got on my Global Explorers page, right? It's called Global Explorers right here on YouTube, and it's a Halloween video. These people was having seances. It's one motherfucker that was trying to trick everybody. I went to sleep because she was taking too goddamn long when her fake ass goddamn seance. We had to hold hands and everything. It was Halloween, so I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? So I'm holding hands with everybody. This bitch acting like she talking to spirits and shit. I'm looking like, yo, this it was crazy. They tried to pick me out of chair. Huh?
Black people are white people.
It was all of them. All of them, yo. Mexicans, black and white. I can't blame this on race. This is just theology. They on belief. This is belief. This has nothing to do with race, yo. Like dead serious. You had every last one of them in the fucking building, and all these people were goddamn crazies as bad shit. I'm the only motherfucker. They got mad at me because we went to dinner later, and I told them they were suited up. I was drunk as shit too. So
what's the name of the page? What's the name of your page? Global Explorer?
Yeah, it's Global Explorer on YouTube. You're gonna see me holding the camera.
Right. GLOBAL Explorer.
Explorers with an S on the end.
Explorer. EXPLO.
EX Explorer, yo. I've been sipping a little bit, yo. I'm sorry.
Right. So Global Explorers on YouTube. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
check
who
it
got a
out.
wrench? That give me a wrench and I'll drop it in the chat. I don't know why I ain't got a wrench yet any goddamn way.
I don't know without, but all right, Global Explorers. So you give an insight on the day-to-day occurrence. What is it like in Mexico? You show us around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly what I do. Exactly what I do right now is what I've been doing lately is just with promoting Black businesses in Mexico.
How
So
long
I
did it
got
take you to learn Spanish?
say it again.
How long did it take you to learn Spanish?
I don't know Spanish 100%, but I can speak it. Piquito, which means a little bit.
Okay.
No, Piquito, not Piquito.
So it's basically through interaction with the people.
Yo, most of them speak English, because I live in like a tourist town. So for them to make money, they have to learn English. You know what I mean? They teach their kids English like from kindergarten. They are learning English. You know what I mean? So most people down there speak English. So it's not like real hard, but you do go to them areas. I live down there. So I go to the laundromat sometimes and they don't speak not a lick of English, but I know how to tell them to wash my clothes. I know how to go to the grocery store and order what I want. The local grocery store, not the Walmart or the Sam's Club that's going to charge you American prices. I'm going to go to the Mexican store and get the Mexican prices.
So what's the cost of living like?
All right, we're going to talk about water. In the United States, for a bottle of water, for like 1 pint of water, it costs $1, right? In most stores. Down in Mexico, for 5 gallons of water, 5 gallons, it costs that same dollar.
Well, I buy my water at Costco. So I pay like $5.
Costco gonna charge you the American price every time. They're gonna charge you top dollar. But you can get the same thing that you got at Costco right there and from local dealers. First off, we in Mexico, they build everything. They can build, like literally, they can if you want a food cart, they can fabricate you a food cart right from fucking scratch. I'll show you the spot. Like they will build you a whole food, you give them $5,000. That'll be the biggest, baddest fucking food cart you ever fucking seen in your life.
So like, how much you pay for electricity bill in Mexico?
Electricity, all right, I stayed down there 6 months. I got my first bill. First off, they gave me my first electric bill 6 months after I have already been in the house, because they don't pay electric every month. My first bill was $500 for 6 months.
$80
and that's
a month.
running the AC. First off, that's running AC every day. That's running all 3 ACs I have in the house all day.
What's the water
hot as
bill
hell in Mexico.
What's the water bill like?
Water bill, I just paid the water bill. I pay a water bill of 420 pesos a month, and that's like $21 a month for water.
And you eat, I take it for granted that you eat healthy and you eat well. So we're spending a lot of
Everything is natural down there. Everything is natural down there.
So for food. So like
they have
food,
laws against the stuff we put in our food in the United States. Like literally everything is natural down there. You can see the chickens walking down the street.
So like for food, how much a month?
It depends on I can go get, all right, I'll go to the to the meat house, right? Because they got butchers. You see what I'm saying? You go to the butcher to get your meat. I go to the butcher. I might take maybe $20, right? $20, I'm gonna get pork chops. I'm gonna get steaks. I'm gonna get chicken tenders. I'm gonna get chickens. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for fucking $20. I'm talking about panels and stuff to fill up my freezer. Like the cost of living is cheap down there. The thing that is expensive is a resort town. So if you want to go to the clubs, it's going to cost you some money. You want to go to these restaurants and spend not every restaurant is expensive though. That's the thing. If you go see these local restaurants, you're gonna eat very well for very cheap. But if you go to these restaurants that's on the what we call the resort strip, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna pay a little couple dollars because they trying to get that resort money. They trying to, you know what I mean? Get them dollars. But it's cheap as fuck down there. Like, yo, you can live $1,000 a month, yo, you're gonna live like a king. If you by yourself, just one person. 2,000 a month, 3,000 a month, you will have a whole villa. Your refrigerator will be stocked. You will go do anything, and you'll be on the beach every day. You know what I mean? 3,000 a month is like really all you need. I don't see you needing more than that. I don't even think you need that. That's just with all the inclusives.
That includes enough of money to go out and enjoy
Yeah.
yourself on the beach.
That's just with that.
Because if you pay $850 a month and you're in a big ass place,
right?
Mm-hmm. And your electric is like $80 and your water is like $20.
Yeah, I don't even know what the electric is. Like I said, they gave me a bill for it was 10,020 pesos, which is like $501. So that was 6 months of running the AC all day, every day. You know what I mean?
So what's like car insurance like?
Car insurance, you pay your car insurance. You got to renew that shit too. I got an American vehicle down there, right? So still got my American tags on and everything. I had to go get my tip. When you cross the border with your vehicle, you got to stop at the little immigration spot and register your vehicle. They got all the insurance spots there, but it's better just to do it online. The insurance cost is like maybe $300-400 for the whole 6 months. And then but once it expires, you got to pay it again. You see what I'm saying? It was like $300-400, depending on your vehicle. But yeah, you got to do a whole bunch of shit to get your vehicle across the border. I did it twice. I done drove my vehicle down to Mexico twice. All the way from Baltimore too. 4-day trip. But yeah, that's it. Right now, they're trying to do something different, though. They want us to take our vehicles because of the climate change situation and emissions. They want to put us through a emission test now. They done put their first facilities up. Now, when I get back down there on the 18th to drive my vehicle, I got to take it to this emission spot and get this little sticker that I got to put on my window, or the police going to pull me over every day. And I ain't with that shit.
So they're doing it like California now, where they have the level.
They just did that shit like I was wondering why. First off, the emission spot is like literally right by my house. It's like walking distance from my house. And I'll be walking by going to the little liquor store. Like, what the fuck is they building? I thought it was a gas station. But nah, it's a little emission testing spot. So it's like right by my house. I'll be there as soon as I get there.
So what's the price of alcohol?
Shit. I can get a six pack of Modelo's for beers cost like $1, like literally. I can get a 6-pack for like 100 pesos, which is like $5. Shit, you can get Don Julio, which costs us like, I'm talking about the 1942. You can get the 1942 down here for like $30. You feel me? Up here is like 70. Yeah, tequila. All tequila is cheap down there. Anything, but that's all they drink. They got all the other shit down there too, but mostly everybody drink tequila down there, and it's like the best thing. You don't get no hangover down there. That's how pure the tequila is. You don't get no hangover down there.
So like you said, it's safe. So like you leave the club at 2, 0 o'clock in the morning, and you're going home. You still feel safe.
Man, I done cussed the car. Let me tell you about an experience that happened exactly around that time. I was walking. I was walking out of one of the little karaoke shit. I had happened to walk in there to some Ukrainian. It was actually a dude from Ukraine. The motherfucker actually walked up to me and we started kicking it, and motherfucker went to the little karaoke spot, had a couple drinks, and motherfucker left. The motherfuckers cool as shit too. They just like black people. But so I get to walking down the street. I roll me a J, and I get to walking down the street, and I'm smoking, right? So the dudes at the corner, they walk up to me like, "Yeah, yo, you want to buy some weed?" I'm like, "Nah, I got weed." They seen me smoking, right? So they like, "Yo, where'd you get that from? Let me taste that." So I let him hit my little J real quick. I don't give a fuck about shit like that. I got a lot of weed. So he give it back like, "This don't taste like our weed. Hold, let me see where you get that weed from." I show him my little weed, right? So the motherfucker like, "Yo, that's not our weed. Yo, where you get that weed from?" So now they pressing up on me because the cartel down there wanna try to make it seem like you only supposed to smoke damn fucking weed. Bullshit. I don't know who the fuck y'all was talking to. You see what I'm saying? I wowed them out. I cussed them all out. I cussed them out, like literally on their own block. That's how I know they a bunch of bitches down there. That's literally how I know they a bunch of bitches. Because I cussed their motherfucking ass all the way out on their own block. I said, you're a bitch, and you're a bitch. And walked the fuck off. And literally walked off in their own motherfucking neighborhood after calling all of them bitches. Because I wasn't giving them my motherfucking weed because they was trying to get motherfucking like, "Oh, you gotta give us." No, I don't. Who the fuck you think you talking to? No, the fuck I don't. We would have fought out there. Like literally, we would have fought out there. Like I had a whole fucking half ounce on me too of some good ass grass that is like real exclusive in Mexico. You cannot get this shit. You feel me? They was not getting my motherfucking bullshit. And guess how I got home? I walked up the street and fucking caught a hack. In Baltimore, I don't know if you know what a hack is. We stick out our arm and shake our motherfucking hands. You feel me? And somebody pulls over and picks us up and takes us where we need to go. Guess exactly how the fuck I got home that night. I caught a fucking hack. The nigga dropped me off. I gave him $20. He dropped me off in my motherfucking house.
What's the interaction between the women in your town and black men?
Oh, the women, they love black people. You know why women love black people. Everybody know why women love black people.
Have you met any black Mexicans? Because I know that there are black Mexicans.
It's not this is the first thing. It's not a lot on the coast where I'm at, but further south, you'll find a lot of them. And you have a lot of Colombians that come up Puerto Vallarta. And these women are like, yo, amazing. Like, they're amazing. Like, their personalities and everything. I didn't talk to a few of them. Like these women be on they shit. They coming straight from Colombia. I talked to one chick. Her sister didn't speak English too much, but they was cool as fuck. The other chick, she was like, I thought she was from Africa the way she was dressed. You know what I mean? I thought she was from Colombia. And they look just like us. I would not have known until she opened her mouth and started speaking. I would not have known. I literally thought they was from America.
Black Colombians.
Mm-hmm. Say what?
No, I would say black Colombians. But it comes back to original to what I'm saying. When you're in the land and you interact with the ordinary people, they're nice. But it's the assholes tend to come online. Most of the time, it's the assholes come online. So you can't really judge people off who is online.
That's true too. That's true too. Like I said, I can't really. I've said that I can't really give a real opinion about Africa until I actually go there myself and actually experience it for myself. Like I can tell you about Mexico all day because I've been there. I've been up and down. I've been to the poppy fields. I know how opium is getting to the United States. You know what I mean? I can tell you about Mexico, but I can't tell you about Africa because I ain't been there yet. But I'm gonna go.
I just seem like if you fell in love with Mexico.
No, I ain't falling in love with it because I ain't been nowhere else.
So, all right. What pulled you to Mexico? What took you to Mexico?
Yo, money. I ain't gonna lie. I went down there on vacation with my girl, and it was just so I seen a whole area that loved the hip hop culture, but had nothing hip hop there. No soul food restaurant, no clubs that bump nothing but hip hop, no space nights, no game. You know what I mean? Shit that easily can be just created that you can make money off of. You feel me? They didn't even have a snowball stand in the most hottest goddamn city that I have ever been in. So me being from Baltimore and snowballs being a Baltimore staple, I was like, fuck it. I took my snowball machine and drove the fuck down there with my snowball machine.
So,
Instead of a snowball stand.
so the Mexican authorities didn't have a problem with you coming down there and setting up.
I didn't get stopped. My thing, I don't know whether they have a problem or not because I didn't get stopped. I got stopped the second time I went down. I got stopped at a checkpoint, but it wasn't really a stop. The nigga just wanted me to buy him a bid. He said, give me $20 for a bid. My girl ain't want to give him shit. I say, bitch, if you don't give me this motherfucker, give me 200 pesos, which is really $10. You see what I'm saying? And let me get this shit to this motherfucker so he can get out. Because I was not pulling all our shit out the car and letting them search the car. You had the other dude that was with him with the AR-15 and the mask and all that. I wasn't with none of that. Just give him the 200 pesos and let's go. You know what I mean? Gave him a little bit of money and kept it moving. Like I said, they really don't fuck with black people like that. They fuck with them white folks.
No, I'm saying that how inviting are they to allow you to set up business? Because I'm assuming that you have your own little business in Mexico right now, right?
Uh-huh.
So so wasn't there any restriction on the part of the Mexican government? Didn't you have to register your business, do all of that shit?
Yes, you have to register your business. You have to get your tax ID number and all that. You know what I mean? Because you got to pay their taxes. Once you do that, though, you don't even have to be in Mexico to actually register a business in Mexico. You can do it all online from the United States. You know what I mean? But
so the Mexican government
the paperwork together, you good. Really, it's the permits. You got to get the permits once you enter town. Because for the snowball stand, you got to get the permit that's actually set up the stand, and then you got to get a permit to be on the location that you want to be on. You know what I mean? So it's really 2 permits you got to get. And
how accommodating were they?
Well, as long as you had somebody that spoke Spanish, they was very accommodating. They didn't like judge me or nothing. They just like, all right, cool. You got the paperwork together. You got the money for the permit. Cool. Keep it moving. All right, here go your permit. You know what I mean?
So therefore, what you're saying to us now is that if you have a viable idea as a black person, come to Mexico.
Yeah, if you got your passport, I think it's a lot of money in Mexico. It's a lot of money because they love our culture. We can make money off our culture in Mexico. Yep.
And it doesn't have to be a big business. You don't have to think about owning a factory. Just come with a good idea.
Man, as long as you're making $1,000 a month, you done covered all your bills. And that's cheap in the United States. 1,000 niggas begging to make up. I mean, to pay $1,000 a month and cover all their bills. You know how many people would love that? And go to the beach every Sunday and lay on the beach in the sun. It's never a cold day. Like, it's never a cold day, ever. You're not going to see a cold day in Mexico. You might see a rainy day, but you ain't going to see a cold one.
You're living like an island boy on the beach.
Like that.
So, no, the reason why I'm picking your brain is because other people probably on the panel and they want to know what exactly it is like down there, what kind of restrictions. And so far you're saying that, listen, I am free.
The cartel run everything. It really ain't no restrictions because the cartel run anything. Once you get plugged in and they give you permission to do what you want to do, you good. You really ain't got to worry about the government.
Do you have to pay the cartel to run your business?
Nope. You do not. You do not. Not at all. Even though I show favor. You know what I mean? Like, I allow them to like do certain things. If I was in business, I wouldn't just ignore them. You know what I mean? Like, you want a free sub? If I got a restaurant, you want a free sub? Yeah, take it. You know what I mean? That type of thing with them, but it ain't no major thing.
Downtown Kingston, Jamaica is run by two opposing dons. One don control one area, one don control the next area. And most business places have to pay these dons on a monthly basis in order to continue business. And you pay them security in order for you to continue business. And you're saying that with the cartel, it's not like that? It's good then.
Nah, in Mexico, the cartel, like, nobody that's a foreigner is paying them actually for anything. And first off, in Puerto Vallarta, you only got one cartel. You know what I mean? And they pretty much stay to themselves and just sell their little drugs or whatever, they weed or coke or whatever. They don't. You wouldn't even notice them. You know what I mean? Because what they have done is they have infiltrated the government. The government is the cartel. You know what I mean? So once you pay for your permits and stuff, it's like paying them.
Right. And they understand that they need, because all right. Growing up, what I learned is that you don't trouble the grandmothers and you don't trouble the working man. Because if you don't have the grandmothers and the working man in the community, the police can run in at any time. Because you can't have a community with just criminals living there. The police can run in at any time. So therefore, it's so like the grandmothers and the working man and the ordinary people who's not involved is allowed to live. Am I wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's deeper than that, though. 'Cause in Puerto Vallarta, I'm going to sit here and tell you, the crime is so fucking low, you wouldn't even know that crime was happening unless you read it in the newspaper. You would never see it. You know what I mean?
Puerto Vallarta. And that's on the east or the west coast.
That's on the west side of Mexico. Yeah, that's in the west coast side of Mexico. That's the Banderas Bay. It's in by Nayarit. Nayarit is big cartel country too. That's where they got all their fields and stuff at.
And you said there's a lot of Americans there who retire.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of American. Man, there's American, Canadians, and there's people coming from everywhere. They actually retire in Puerto Vallarta because it's beautiful. Like, yo, it's paradise. I give them that. And if you learn how to make money down there, you good. It's cost of living is cheap. You good. You ever get stopped by the police? Just pay them. I don't be having a problem. And it's especially because they about to open up marijuana. I'm about to be one of the big black people on the forefront of the marijuana thing in Mexico. We gonna be doing tours to the poppy. I mean, not to the poppy field, but to the marijuana fields, and be smoking in the fields and picking our own marijuana straight off the plant. That's how my tour is gonna go. I already talked to the people at the plantation and everything. We just waiting on it to get legalized.
Oh no, I'm seeing it. I'm watching YouTube on the TV, and I just picked up Puerto Vallarta, and there's this girl showing off this nice apartment where she's paying $300 a month for.
Yep. You gotta look at mine, Global Explorers. You gotta look at my crib, yo. I'm paying $850 for that. That shit ain't, yo. Mexico is cool, and I live in I live in a gated community, yo. To where as though I got security guards, 4 pools, gardeners, all that shit for $850 a month.
This girl's $300 one bedroom apartment is the shit. No lie.
I'm telling you, they fix them up like that. They fix them up like that because they want people to move down there. They're trying to open it up for Americans.
Not the great. Have a little fridge, a little stove, or a water dispenser. The thing, do you have cable TV? Well, nobody
Yep.
need cable now.
I
Because
got
once you have
cable. I got
internet,
cable. I got Wi-Fi. I got they got Wi-Fi service down there, and I got a Fire Stick. To where though I got my Fire Stick jailbroken to where though I watch everything for free, so it don't even.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If once you have Wi-Fi with a Fire Stick, now you can
Mhm.
watch everything for free.
Yep. And they got fiber optics down there. My little community got fiber optics, so I got the high grade stuff, and it's cheap as hell. I pay I think $50 maybe every 2 months for the
I'm looking
Wi-Fi.
up here. I'm looking up a page. GL O B A. One word or two word? Global Explorer, right? 2 words.
2 words, yeah. It's Explorers with an S. And you'll see me with my girl standing. I'm holding the camera.
Yeah, that's you with the camera and your girl.
Yep, that's me.
Adventure Park. I found a piece of heaven on earth. No, that's not. Yeah.
You found it?
Yeah, I found it. I'm looking.
Yeah.
That's the apartment with the stairs going upstairs?
Yep. Yeah, that's my little spot.
That's like 2, depends on the neighborhood still. What?
It's 3
No.
bedrooms, 3 baths.
All right. Honestly, that house in Florida, you're looking at about 3,000 a month.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. That's without the security. I got the security for a reason, though. I had to be in the gated community because, like, I'm up here right now and I got my vehicle down there. If I leave my vehicle down there and the other, they strip vehicles. I've seen some people that have moved down there and then left, you know what I mean, went back to the States and came back and their whole vehicle stripped. They ain't leaving nothing but the frame. When I say they ain't leaving nothing but the frame, they ain't leaving nothing but the frame.
The house video is short though, 15 seconds. But it's pretty good. But your video is
I got plenty. I got a whole video about the apartment. The apartment. I got a video that show 2 different houses that because when I was actually looking for it. Yeah, I got a video from when I was looking for the apartment.
the cheesecake look
I
good.
think I titled it "We Found a Place" or something like that.
The cheesecake look good.
Yeah, you gotta watch the one with the petroglyphs though, yo. That's the history one I do. That's one of my tours I do though. I take people to go see them petroglyphs out there. I'm like one of the only people that know how to get there.
Tour of the sea. Oh, I see it now. I see a tour in the apartment. What's hotel cost like? If I'm supposed to come down there for a week, 7 days, how much would it cost for a nice hotel?
How much would it cost for what?
A nice hotel.
Depends on the hotel. You can get a hotel real cheap down there. There's some hotels that's like $15 a day. Or you can go to the expensive hotels that's like $120 a day. You know what I mean? Right on the beach, all inclusive. But it depends on where you want to stay at. Like you can get an Airbnb. Like when I first went down there, I got the whole month Airbnb for like $800 for the whole month. I stayed in an Airbnb when I first went down there. And it was in like what they call the hood, to where that's where I got to know everybody at. Like I got to know the real Mexicans from staying in that little neighborhood.
It's a nice community. They're building new ones. So what is it? And it's close to the airport.
Yeah, I live right down the street from it. I live like 5 minutes. I could walk to the airport.
Yeah, I just saw a low flight airplane. That's how I realized.
Mm-hmm. I can walk right by the airport, right to the airport.
So in the middle of everything then.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do? They're selling these.
It's a new tourist area. A lot of people don't even know about it. Like only rich motherfuckers know about it. Like I be sitting with millionaires like all the time, and they be like normal people. You wouldn't even know these people were rich. But that's how I sell my tours, though. I go sit with them at the bar, and I give them my card, and the next day to be on my tour. Because like I said, I got one of the only real archaeological tours in that side of Mexico. There's only like 3 of us doing it because there's very few people that know how to get there.
So like you have a tour book.
I should take my video down. I made a video of how to get there, right? I should take it down. Should take it down so nobody know how to get there and they got to buy my tour.
This community is nice. So what they're doing, selling these are basically is rental properties.
All right, no, they're selling them. You can buy the land for $50,000. You buy your little plot. You see what I'm saying? You can build whatever type of house you want on it. To where as though that's not the one I got is small compared to the big ones in the back. They got some big ones in the back that's like really mansions. They got like rooftop balconies, little balconies coming off the side, garages, all type of stuff back there. There's all type of stuff back there.
So you buy the land for 50, and the smaller ones,
for 50.
The smaller ones that are adjoining, those will cost you about 150 to build.
Yep.
So you're looking at about 200. You're looking at about 200,000. You have access to pool. You have a nice clubhouse.
And you got security. Yep. You got everything you need.
And these are mostly expats living here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly international people.
Well, no, I'm gonna tell you like this. And because I live in that area, it's a little bit of, I want to say, racism. Like my girl went to go sit at one of the pools. They tried to call the security on her.
White people?
Because she went to sit at a pool that wasn't adjacent to our house. So I don't know whether it was because she was black or I don't know. Somebody called the security on her though. That's definite.
Oh, so you have to go to the pool nearer to your houses?
No, that's not the rule. That's not even the rule. People, I don't know what that was about. The security card came over and told her like, oh, we didn't know it was used. That somebody called us over saying that somebody was at the pool that wasn't supposed to be here. So I took it as, oh, we black. But it's a lot of Canadians and it's Americans, Canadians, and Mexicans. But you got the rich sedity Mexicans over there. The Canadians and the Americans, they cool. You know what I mean? It's just some sedity Mexicans. Because where I live at, that's like the suburbs. Like the rich neighborhood, I guess. And I think it's cheap. That's why they move up, and that's why they come to America so much. You see what I'm saying? I think that $850 a month is cheap, but they would think that is expensive as hell when they paying $250 a month. That's what Mexicans pay for rent.
But even that, based on how much they work in Mexico, it's a little bit difficult for some of them.
To get an actual job, if you don't have your own job in Mexico or create your own job in Mexico, you don't need to be in Mexico. Trying to work for a job down there, you have to go through too much. My thing is, come down with your product. You feel me? Once they legalize weed, guess what my product gonna be? I'm gonna have marijuana because they have no good grass down there. You feel me? I'm gonna come with seeds and everything to supply their farmers, to supply their weed smokers and everything. It's the reverse drug trade.
No, but the thing about it is that
say what?
If the quality of the weed is bad, it's because they mostly have outdoor weed.
Yep. I'm gonna bring the good weed that we got up here. I already done talked to. I got this whole shit. I'm waiting on the legalize. I'm waiting on it. It's already on the desk as the Mexican government. You see what I'm saying? The president got to sign it. He just hasn't signed the bill yet. I'm just waiting on him to put that signature. Only reason he ain't signed it because they don't know how they gonna regulate it. You know what I mean? They still going through them discussions. But once they figure it out, I'm opening up the pipeline, yo. Like dead ass. I'm gonna be the one that opened up the pipeline. I'm telling you now. They ain't got no good grass in Mexico. Cancun ain't got no good grass. Mexico City ain't got no good grass. And motherfucking Puerto Vallarta do not have no good grass.
Is that a beach inside the volcano?
Huh?
Is that a beach inside a volcano?
Yeah. That's called the Hidden Beach. I've been there. You gotta swim. You gotta actually. It's a nature reserve, right? It's a bird sanctuary, to where as though it's reserved by the government. It's preserved. You only can spend 15 minutes on the beach, and you have to swim through this little cavern. You see what I'm saying? To get onto the beach, the boats can't even come and take you up on the beach. You literally have to swim up on the beach. So if you are scared of swimming in the ocean, you might not want to go on that tour. That's going to be one of my tours too. I got to get my boat together. I got a homeboy, right, that needed $3,000 that I did not have at the time. And he got a wholesale boat. The boat is beautiful as shit. It's big. It can fit 15, 20 people. And I just ain't had the fucking $3,000 to give him. He trying to motherfucking get that shit on the water. It don't need much work. It's all cosmetic. There ain't nothing wrong with the motor and the float. My ass just ain't had the 3 stacks at that time. I was invested in the other shit. But I'm gonna include that shit in my tour too, yo. I'm gonna do this tour thing. I'm gonna do a DC tour too, yo. That like literally show people DC. Like, why not? I know everywhere in DC. My cousin know everywhere that I don't. So we gonna do that shit too. I'm gonna be a tour person. I got an African tour for $4,400. Take you to 3 countries in 10 days. I'm doing a lot of shit.
This place is beautiful. Dude, there's a video where like you're underwater, you can look over into the lights of the city.
Uh-huh. Man, I done been everywhere where I'm at. I need to travel more though. I called the channel Global Explorers because we were supposed to hop countries. We just got stuck there.
It's nighttime. There's a video of you in the night, late night on the Malecon. Malsicon.
Mm-hmm. The Malecon. The Malecon video, yeah.
That place
That's my hottest
beautiful.
video. That's my hottest video.
That place is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Even though I think I did a better job editing and video quality wise on other videos, but that's the one that's doing the most motion. The Malacom video.
It's a girl that you have on the it's a girl. It's a girl.
Yeah, it's the girl. That's what it is.
It's a girl. It's a girl.
Exactly what it is.
It's a girl.
But I learned how to do my SEO shit though. The search engine optimization on YouTube. I got a whole program that like optimizes all my videos. You see what I'm saying?
There's this dude I wanted to watch his channel and get ideas from. Is something to Thailand. What is it? Where this dude is in Thailand.
Yeah, black guy?
And he's popping off.
I don't know.
He's popping off. You need a camera stabilizer and go around the town.
Man, me and him need to trade positions. I need to go visit him in Thailand. He need to come visit me in Puerto Vallarta. That's how YouTubers need to start doing. I'm talking about the ones that's doing travel blogs. We need to use each other. You see what I'm saying? If somebody let me come video their little scene, we can, it'd be a whole big motherfucking thing. Like I got a spot in Mexico that these motherfuckers can come. I got a 3-bedroom. That means I got 2 extra fucking rooms to stay. 2 YouTubers can come stay in one room, in another room. You see what I'm saying? And we all just break bread together. I don't know why people don't be trying to work together, yo.
All right. That bar where the girls dance, what's the entry fee to go in that bar? Where the girls dancing. The bar that you show in that video, and you have about 12 girls dancing. The go-go bar. Like, how much it costs to get to that bar?
It's free to get in. You get in there for free.
It's free to get in?
And they want you to buy a drink. They make money off the bar.
No, because I saw a lot of people lining up.
Yeah, because they try to trap you. What they do is they got these sexy women standing out front to try to grab all the men. And they got these dudes that women that I guess attract women. You see what I'm saying? That grab all the women and they try to send them all in there. Every last one of them. But the way I got it now, which is why I say I want to be a promoter. You see what I'm saying? I got it to where as though I can use each one of these clubs that you see will allow me to do any event that I want in their club. You see what I'm saying? Because I have already certified that I could bring money. I did a reggae night that motherfucking hundreds of people fucking came to. And I did it 2 weekends in a row. You feel me? Now they want me, like I got major venues that literally want me to bring people to. I got Black PV is me. Like literally. They love me over in Black PV. Like this serious. I'm the black guy in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The black guy is me. And I'm gonna be the black guy. And I see a lot of money off of being the black guy. That's why I'm gonna be the black guy. Fuck it. Make me a couple dollars in Mexico, come back and motherfucking try to fix my goddamn city, because that's really the ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. But we need finance. And if I got my own finance and I ain't got to ask nobody for shit, I'm gonna just do shit. And that's what I'm trying to get it to.
Nice hotels, nice beaches, nice water view.
Yo, nice it's a resort town, yo. Puerto Vallarta is like one of the best kept secrets. This is what, like, really where the stars go at, and they hide here. There's a lot of hiding places here too. There's some places right here in Mexico, right there, that you can go to and nobody will ever fucking find you. I swear. I'm not going to say it online because it's places in Mexico that nobody will find. That's why people say, oh, when they go on a run, they go to Mexico. Yeah, I understand why. There's certain places you can go that nobody's going to ever find you. And you would live like a goddamn god. Not even a king, a god. They would think, yeah, you'll be always glorified. You know, so they glorify when we go to the Taliban Mexico down there. Like literally, they think the Taliban is the slickest thing since motherfucking salt and pepper. Like literally, they think the Taliban is cool because they beat America. No bullshit. They wearing the hats, they wearing the shirts. I'm really ready to make 100 motherfucking Taliban shirts before I go back down there on the 18th. And sell them bits. It's $20. That's $2,000 right there.
Then
I'm
do they
thinking about
love
doing
like
it too.
American clothes, hip hop clothing?
Oh, that's what they want. That's what I'm saying is that all that money is there. Nobody is there to make it though. You see what I'm saying? Our culture is needed in this area because what has happened over the last couple of years, they were trying to keep Mexico the same. Puerto Vallarta was trying to stay classic Mexico, right? But once Cancun and all the way over there started making money like they are, they seen the motherfucking dream like, oh shit, we might got Cabo making money, and they the only ones that's a real resort town, like Acapulco making money. The only one that's not really making the money that they deserve to be making is Puerto Vallarta, and it's because they have not included the hip hop, and now they are doing it. That's why it's semi-racist because they are just evolving into the idea that Black people can be accepted. You know what I mean? So you got to deal with that shit too. But the thing is, you don't have to deal with it as much as here in America. You feel me? Fuck that. I'm going down here. I'm going to get this motherfucking Black money because Black people need it. And I'm telling every Black person, fuck going to Cancun. Cancun is too expensive. They trying to charge more than they charge here in goddamn United States for hotels. And Puerto Vallarta is a lot cheaper and a lot fucking better. I'm sitting here and tell you. It's a lot better than fucking Cancun. Nobody just knows about it. And I'll show you all the hidden treasures. I'll show you everything. Come do my tours. Global Explorers Adventure Tours. That's the name of my company.
You can't get
I got a website, yo. I got a website called Global Explorers Adventure Tours. Like literally, I'm literally doing
direct flight from the United States to Puerto Vallarta. Well, you know,
a direct flight. I just bought a direct flight on because I leave on the 18th. It costs $180. $180. Direct flight from Baltimore.
Then wouldn't that be the ideal place for a Black Freaknik?
Yo, come fuck with me, yo. You got it. If you got your passport, come fuck with me. I'm here till at least August. My lease ends in August. My thing is, if I'm not established the way I want to be down here and making the money I want to be down here by August, you see what I'm saying? I'm coming my ass back to the United States. I got a deadline because money ain't gonna wait for nobody. You feel what I'm saying? So if I'm not established the way I want to be, even though I know I can do it, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to do it. And I got other ideas that I just not gonna put online because somebody might take my idea and run with it. You know what I mean? But I got major ideas for down there. Some shit that would change my motherfucking whole life. I got plans for down there. So we're gonna see if it works. If it don't work by August, we're gonna keep it moving. It is what it is. It was a great idea.
Not be tried. Not be tried.
Right? And I learned so much. So I ain't lose at all. I ain't lose at all. I'm doing shit that motherfuckers dream of. Like, nigga, I'm gonna start a whole business in a whole nother country. I already did. I already started a business in a whole nother country. It's just, is my business going to be successful? That's the question at hand right now. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if I can survive anywhere in the world. I know I can do. I'm a hustler, yo. Like, I know how to get money out of nothing. If I'm there, we're gonna make money. Yeah. We're gonna compete in this world.
Yes, truth.
And that's one of my gifts. It's not a gift. You know what that is? I learned that from my father. If my father was not in my life, I would not have this skill of hustler.
Truth, I have to jump off. But
it's only us two on here, so I guess we're about to end it, yo.
Yeah, we'll check it. We'll check out your webpage. You're something. All right, I'll message you.
All right, bro. Good talking to you.
Okay.